The elegant concert hall fell completely silent as a blind little girl walked past world-famous piano teachers, ignored celebrity musicians, and reached for the rough, calloused hand of an ordinary single father standing quietly near the back of the room. Her tiny smile carried an impossible certainty as she whispered that he was the one she wanted to teach her. What no one in that sunlit hall knew was that the humble man had once survived battles as a Navy SEAL, buried a heartbreaking past, and was about to change two broken families forever. Before we begin this emotional journey, if you believe kindness, forgiveness, hope, and second chances can still transform lives, please like this video, leave a heartfelt comment, share it with someone who needs encouragement today, and subscribe to our channel so our family and our community can continue sharing stories that inspire the heart. Eleanor Whitmore was one of the wealthiest women in the country. After building an international fashion empire, she could afford anything money could buy. Yet no amount of wealth had been able to restore the eyesight of her 8-year-old daughter, Aurora. Born with a rare condition, Aurora had never seen a sunrise, her mother's face, or the beautiful garden surrounding their estate. Even so, she loved music more deeply than anyone Eleanor had ever known. Every melody painted pictures in Aurora's imagination that her eyes never could. Determined to nurture her daughter's extraordinary gift, Eleanor organized a daytime event where respected piano instructors from across the country could perform and meet Aurora. The grand hall echoed with flawless performances. Every musician possessed remarkable talent, but Aurora remained strangely quiet after each recital. Near the entrance stood a maintenance technician named Garrett Sullivan. He was repairing an old piano scheduled for storage after one of its pedals stopped working. Garrett had spent years repairing instruments to support his young son after losing his wife to illness. Few people noticed him. His simple clothes and worn toolbox blended into the background while distinguished guests admired one another. As Garrett finished adjusting the piano, he gently pressed a few keys to test the sound. Instead of showing technical skill alone, he played a soft, heartfelt melody filled with warmth and quiet sorrow. Every note carried memories of love, loss, courage, and hope. Aurora immediately turned toward the music. Without hesitation, she walked through the crowd, guided only by the melody. She reached Garrett, gently touched his hand, and smiled brighter than she had all day. Everyone watched in disbelief. Eleanor felt embarrassed. Surely her daughter had made a mistake. This ordinary repairman couldn't possibly compare to internationally recognized instructors. Still, something in Garrett's humble expression made her pause. Aurora calmly explained that while everyone else played beautiful music, Garrett played honest music. She said his hands carried sadness, kindness, and hope all at once. Garrett looked away, overwhelmed. No one had ever described his music that way. Reluctantly, Eleanor agreed to one trial lesson the following afternoon. The lesson surprised everyone. Instead of beginning with scales or technical exercises, Garrett encouraged Aurora to listen to the rhythm of birds outside the windows, the laughter of children in a nearby park, and the gentle breeze moving through the trees. He explained that music wasn't about seeing the keys but about feeling life itself. For the first time, Aurora laughed continuously while learning. She wasn't memorizing notes. She was discovering emotions. Week after week, her confidence blossomed. Eleanor found herself secretly watching every lesson. She noticed Garrett never treated Aurora like someone limited by blindness. Instead, he challenged her, believed in her, and celebrated every small victory. One afternoon Eleanor asked why someone with such remarkable musical sensitivity worked as a repair technician instead of performing professionally. Garrett quietly revealed the truth. Years earlier he had served as a Navy SEAL. During a dangerous rescue mission, he saved several civilians but lost close friends who felt like brothers. The emotional weight followed him home long after his military service ended. Music became his therapy, while repairing pianos allowed him to remain close to the only thing that brought him peace. After losing his wife to cancer, raising his son became his greatest purpose. Eleanor stood speechless. She had judged him by worn clothing and tired hands without knowing the battles those hands had survived. From that day forward, she looked at him differently. Not as an employee. Not as an ordinary father. But as a man whose strength came from sacrifice instead of success. Months later, Aurora performed at a youth music festival held during a beautiful afternoon. Hundreds gathered to hear the blind girl everyone had begun calling the pianist who played with her heart. As her fingers touched the keys, silence spread across the audience. The performance wasn't technically perfect. It was something greater. Every note overflowed with gratitude, courage, and hope. Many listeners wiped away tears. When the final chord faded, the audience rose together in a standing ovation. Aurora didn't run toward the famous musician sitting in the front row. She walked directly toward Garrett. She thanked him for teaching her that real music comes from the soul rather than the eyes. Eleanor could no longer hold back her emotions. She publicly thanked Garrett for giving her daughter confidence no amount of money had ever been able to purchase. Inspired by his compassion, she established a foundation providing free music education and adaptive instruments for visually impaired children from struggling families, placing Garrett in charge of the entire program. His quiet kindness suddenly transformed thousands of lives. His own son watched proudly as the father he admired finally received the respect he had always deserved. Before this story comes to its heartfelt conclusion, we'd love to hear from you. Please leave a meaningful comment telling us whether you believe true character is revealed by a person's heart rather than their appearance or status. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, leave a meaningful comment, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss another emotional journey. Remember, the greatest heroes rarely wear expensive suits or seek recognition. Sometimes they stand quietly in the background, carrying invisible scars, waiting for one person to see not their past, not their profession, but the extraordinary heart that has been there all along.